Isn't it funny, when I talk about the mini Megadrive could be coming out later this year, all of a sudden there's sources, this is just a rumour of course, that Nintendo are going to launch a classic SNES later this year. That would actually explain why Nintendo probably discontinued the NES Classic. So I got a Eurogamer article here now. I'll link it down below in the description. You can have a look at it. The SNES Mini, or if Nintendo continues its official branding, it'll be called the Nintendo Classic Mini Super Nintendo Entertainment System. That's a mouthful. It's currently scheduled to launch in time for Christmas this year, so probably come out the same time as the Mini Mega Drive. Apparently, development of the device is already underway. Now, as you know, Nintendo last week explained that the NES Classic was never meant to be a permanent product. Personally, I still think they should have made more, or at least honoured the pre-orders, because I still have people to this day that actually pre-ordered the NES Classic and still haven't got it, which in my opinion, is absolute bollocks. Providing they sort out the controller cable as well, because when I saw the controller cable of the NES Classic, yes, they did release extensions for the controllers, but I still thought the length of the controller cable was a bit of a joke, to be honest. My main concern with this, though, with the Super NES Mini, is that they're going to do the same with the NES Classic and just limit stock. So this kind of item will be a friend to like scalpers and all, so they end up paying like 50 quid for it and then selling it for like £200-300. If you go onto CEX right now, they're selling the NES Classic for £190. I ended up having an argument with them on Twitter last week about it. I didn't even mean to get them involved in it. I was just saying, for the price of the NES Classic, which is £190, you could buy an Xbox One S or a PlayStation 4, which I found funny. But if they do release an SNES Classic this year, I really hope they do make enough stock. You know, make the same amount of stock as, for example, say the Nintendo Switch when that launched, because I believe with the Nintendo Switch they made 2 million. They'll easily sell 2 million of these SNES Classic consoles. I don't know what the hell they're going to call them. So I'm guessing it's going to be the same as the NES Classic. It's going to have 30 built-in games. Probably going to be hacked in a couple of weeks like the NES Classic. I don't know. But it's going to have 30 games on there. I'm guessing it's going to have like the Donkey Kong countries. I think Super Mario All-Stars would be more or less a given. But I'm actually pretty excited for this one, because if this comes out at the same time as, say, the Mini Mega Drive from At Games, providing they sort themselves out and release a good product with At Games, it could kind of, in a way, relive the old console war between the Sega Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo. Because you remember back then, both console manufacturers were at the top of their game. Every game that they released in the 90s, when they were going at hammer and tongs, was a good quality game. Every game, no matter what console you had, whether it's the SNES or the Mega Drive or the Genesis, just in case any people from the United States are watching, you always had a good quality game that always came through for that system. Yes, there was the odd pile of crap now and then. War between Sega and Nintendo was epic then. You kind of wish it was like it now, but it's not. It's like Sony are miles ahead with the PS4 and Microsoft with the Xbox One are kind of lagging behind. But I hope when they come out, that's just the most important thing with the SNES Classic in my opinion. Providing they're gonna, if this is confirmed and they are doing it, they're gonna sell a load of these. So I can understand Nintendo don't want to make too much of them, because obviously you don't want products lying around and just not selling. But make sure there's enough that people can buy, or especially honour the pre-orders, for crying out loud. Surely Nintendo should at least do that. That's me rambling about the SNES Mini, I do apologise. But what do you think about this? Do you think they should make enough SNES Classics if they do it? And also, what games would you want on there? Because like I said, the Marios and the Donkey Kongs, and hopefully the Zeldas will be on there as well. Chrono Trigger would be nice to go on there as well. It does mention that in this article. Other than that, I just pray that they make enough so that everyone who wants one can get it, you know, and at the reasonable price, not at the scalper's price that they'll sell at like 6 or 7 times as much. But let me know what you think in the comments below. This is Jamesy Boy logging off. You guys take care.